Nzinda contract algorithm replaces authority. When trust returns to the people, mechanism replaces endorsement, and reshape value with consensus. Introduction. When trust is redefined by algorithms. In the traditional business world, trust is an expensive and fragile asset. People trust platforms, customer service, arbitration, etc., but they can't verify whether this trust is real. Platforms hold the rules and arbitration rights, while users are forced to trade obedience for safety. Trust becomes a centralized right, rather than an equal contract. Nzinda's Trust Assurance Protocol changes this structure. It does not rely on the endorsement of the company, nor rely on the decisions of the management, but let trust be generated in the code, algorithms, and community. Naturally, every bill, every arbitration, and every income are all automatically completed by public and transparent logic. Here, trust is not granted, but is verified. Second, the triple logic of the system architecture. Structure of Nzinda Antrust is based on three core layers: the custody layer, the arbitration layer, and the incentive layer, and through two main chains of consensus stream and incentive stream throughout the entire system. This is not only a technical architecture, but also a new economic order. The first is the layer, rules and trust, escrow, release, and refund of transactions. All are automatically executed by smart contracts. After the transaction is created, the buyer's funds are locked in the smart contract. When the conditions are met or the time expires, the contract is automatically completed or terminated. The process does not require human intervention and cannot be tampered with. The security of funds no longer depends on the platform's credit, but on the certainty of algorithms. Rules become trust, code becomes contract. Second, consensus in the arbitration layer replaces authority. When an order is disputed, the system is not subject to adjudication by companies or customer service, but automatically selects arbitrators through algorithms. The arbitrators are composed of the community. They use waiting to die and pressure as credibility guarantee, which is completed through anonymous voting and reputation scores. The arbitration system dynamically calculates reputation scores. Let high reputation arbitrators participate in cases first, and low reputation nodes gradually exit. The arbitration result is recorded on the chain, which is public and verifiable, forming a self-calibrating trust network. Fairness no longer depends on superior approval, but on the wisdom of the group. The third is the dispersion of profits and the self-consistency of ecology. In a centralized system, profits belong to the platform. In the centralized system, profits belong to every participant. The distribution of fees, arbitration fees, and reward pools are all automatically executed by smart contracts. Arbitrators, administrators, users, and merchants can be rewarded according to their contributions. The generation of each block, the completion of each transaction, and the execution of every judgment are all energy flows of the system's self-prosperity. Profits are no longer the result of vertical management, but a natural product of consensus distribution. Third, time and punishment. Order sustains itself. Tip: there are no regulators, nor administrators. All constraints come from time itself. When the seller fails to deliver goods on time, the contract is automatically canceled. When the buyer fails to confirm, the system automatically completes the contract. When the arbitrator fails to make a decision, the system will deduct his collateral and lower his credit. Time is no longer an external variable here, but a core parameter of the system order. It puts everyone on the same standard, eliminating privileges, commands, and human intervention. Block time itself is the law of the system. Fourth, the consumption incentive model, allowing the economy to grow through real participation. In traditional business logic, consumption is defined as expenditure and is the end of value. But in the trustless business civilization, consumption is redefined as creation and the starting point of value. Every consumption is a real participation in the system. It promotes transaction flow, verifying the trust mechanism, strengthen the consensus network. Consumption is consensus. Consumption is production. First, the consumption fund and incentive logic. Antrust has set up an independent consumer fund pool. It is funded by the system's transaction fees and governance income, and injects proportionally to reward every real user. When users complete transactions, the smart contract calculates the rebate amount, and automatically distribute rewards as an incentive. The rebate ratio is determined by three parameters: the transaction amount and frequency, reflecting activity. Second, the user's credit level, reflecting true contribution. Third, system inflation adjustment coefficient to maintain economic balance. This dynamic algorithm ensures the fairness and sustainability of incentives. The more frequent and real the consumption behavior is, the higher the rewards you get. Second, the self-circulation of the real economy. The consumption incentive mechanism brings an endogenous cycle. Consumption drives incentives. Incentives promote reconsumption. The more transaction data, the higher the ecological activity. This forms a positive feedback economic structure. Value is no longer intercepted by the platform, but naturally circulates within the system. Meanwhile, algorithms bind user credibility and transaction behavior. Malicious click farming or forged transactions will be automatically identified and removed. Rewards are only given to users who make real contributions. It maintains the purity of token value and the healthy growth of the ecosystem. Finally, consumption becomes the core energy of system growth, and also the driving force of the entire trustless economy. Third, the social significance of consumption. This model reconstructs the ethical basis of economic incentives. In the traditional world, consumption was defined as passive, but here, consumption is actively respected. Every expenditure is recognized as creation, and every consumer is regarded as a node. They promote transactions and create order. When consumption is given incentives, it changes from an individual behavior to a driving force.